Hello and welcome back. My name's CJ here at Nine Finger Gaming, and welcome to the next episode of Foundry. Now, obviously, in the previous episode, what we'd done, we'd set up the smeltery. We'd set up our science pack ones, which was allowing us to do some research. Now, I've done a bit in between episodes. Obviously, I've filled out this area here. Put up some lights, and I've been clearing a large area over here. There's still some that I need to clean over there. What also I've done, as you can see, there's only one more research available. So we obviously did the batteries. I've done containers, conveyors, which we did in the last episode. And I've done the conveyors distributed level 2 and the conveyors level 2. These conveyors, I'll show them in a second. They do obviously bring through more items per minute. I've got doors, even though I don't think we're going to be using those just yet. The inventory increase, which gives you a full extra bar across the bottom. So there's probably going to be more of those as we go through. The loader second lane, which you saw last time. The lights, which you've seen up. We've got railings, signs, and stairs. Now, in this episode then, what we are going to do, first things first, let's just get that research underway. In fact, we had actually already accumulated enough of the science pack ones to just complete that research straight away. We still have another 54 left that have been produced. So we are building up some of those science packs now. Now looking then at what we've got on offer here, we've got logistics containers too. But these are all going to require science packs 2s. This one just requires a research lab level 2. So, do we have to build another research lab? I was hoping really we just upgrade this one. Maybe we do. Oh, let's have a look. Let me just come over to this side. Crafting, wrong one. There we go. So we do need to unlock the Science Lab 2. Alright, so what I'm going to do then now, what I do want to get done before we start today is, if I go on the map, I want to bring these resources over with a similar mining setup to what we've done, and also these resources over. And we're going to extend the smeltery setup, so we're going to have, again, another 4 smelters that side, another 4 smelters that side, all producing these initial items. So we're going to have loads of items to work with. Is that actually going to go there? May have to change up this belt a touch, just so it doesn't interfere with where we want to place those. In fact, they are going to have to move forward because they are in line with this miner anyway. So these ones over here are going to have to be brought slightly forward, but I can do that anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'll break away and I'll meet you guys back here once I've got all those items back across. Unless I come across something else while I'm out there, I'll bring you back in then if we do find something while I'm out venturing over those distant ways. So I'll see you all in just a moment. Right, so I've got ahead of set up mining nodes on this technum ore here in the xenoferrite over in this direction. I did go for the xenoferrite first because we use plates quite a lot. Went over for the technum to find out there's one just around the corner, so I didn't need to go this great distance, but because of the way I did it, we obviously went to the furthest one first. As you can see, there's quite a lot of xenoferrite close by, quite a few ore nodes that we can use. We've got this one over here. I haven't seen another technum, but at the moment we aren't using a massive amount. Now, place down the research 2, the research center 2, and it just needs the electronic components and machine parts, which I have already crafted. Ooh, needs 400 building blocks as well. I did not know that. So we're going to have to craft up 400 of those building blocks What I'm going to do then, I'm just going to quickly break away again, just to get those building blocks in, so we can see what we're going to need for the Science Pack 2s, so we can get a process to automate those into the system. Because what I'm going to want to do, I'm going to want to automate the research, because I want to get the technology unlocked before we go on setting up a automated system for like our belts and other things. So I'll be back in just a tick once we've got the research center. It's research center all crafted up. Right, so that's complete. We just need to click finish construction. So there we go. There's research center 2 unlocked, which unlocks Science Pack 2 steel and advanced machine parts. So what we need to look at now is what it's going to take to do the Science Pack 2. So the Science Pack 2 actually takes conveyors and building blocks at 10 per minute of the conveyors, 20 per minute of the building blocks. So if we look at this, the conveyors, we can build 2 every 3 seconds, so 1 every half a second. So that'll be 40 a minute, I believe. 3, 5 times, yeah. So we're going to get, hold on, did I work that right? Well, it's going to be around 40 a minute, I believe, based on some of the others. Like if you think of that 1 conveyor every 1.5 seconds. So if we go and have a look at that, that's 1.5 seconds. You get 40 per minute on that with 1 plate. So you can get 40 a minute as long as you get the input correct, which is going to take 40 plates and 20 machine parts. So we'd need three lines of plates, 1 turned into machine parts, 1 turned into plates. That'll then give us 2 machines to build these, which will get us 80 conveyors a minute. Now, so we can get 80 conveyors a minute on that, and we only need 10 for this. So we may actually be able to just use 1 machine, and the excess we could put into storage, which would allow us to build up some of these parts. So we could use 1 of these lines, use 1 line for this, so 2 of these lines in total, 1 line to make the machine parts, and half the output. So 20 comes to 1 of these machines, which can craft 40 conveyors a minute, and then another 20 will go off into a storage for now. So that'll be just for that. Let's take a look at the building blocks. So building blocks, they take odd numbers, just to be awkward, to get 60 building blocks a minute. So if we just work on an 80 and a 40, so 2 lines and a 1 line, so it's going to be 2 lines of that, 1 line of that. So we're going to need 4 lines in total of these, 1 line of the rods, which will craft us 60 per minute. And then if we go back over to the science packs, we only need 20 of those 60 per minute. So I may alter that. We can split it down into 3. Those will be getting 40 per minute. So we could do 3 machines creating science pack 2s, which would then give us 6 per minute, which is okay. We're getting 8 per minute over here. This is actually all backed up. So we've got 100 in here, 100 in each one of these machines. That's 500 stacked up. We've got what's on the belt, and we've got 100 in here. So I don't think we're going to be running out of science pack 1s anytime soon. So really, this is a bit overkill. But it's going to do the job, and obviously with it backed up, it's not going to be using the resources. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go away, get something set up here. I'll bring you back in, explain everything, and then we will get the lines connected in to the back of here and get the resources pumped in as well. So I'll be with you in just a sec, and hopefully it's daylight when we return. Right, so here we are then. I believe I've got everything set up. It's just a case of joining these up now, but I'll quickly explain before we plug it all in and see what happens. So obviously the first thing we were looking at then, we needed the conveyors and the building blocks. Now the conveyors needed to come in at 10 per minute. If we come around here, they actually craft at 40 per minute. So what I've done here, I've split it into 4 and allowed one to come across to fill up a storage box for us. So we've always got tier 1 conveyors to hand. And then to craft the conveyors, it also required 40 plates and 20 machine parts. Now we create 40 plates, so I've just got the 40 plates coming straight up and into here. And then for the machine parts, we've got the plates to go into the machine parts, which will craft 40 per minute. And I've just split that and keeping half for myself. So this is 20 per minute. We could use it elsewhere, and I can just grab some stuff out here every now and again when I want to craft some stuff up. But we probably will end up using those somewhere else. Maybe even expanding this, because I'm guessing the further we go up the research, the more we're going to have to produce both these initial researches. The next one on the list was the building blocks. Now the building blocks were plates and rods. The plates and rods, I just rounded it up, go from 80 and 40, which we get 40 in each one of them. So it's 2 of these joined together here, and one of these at 40, that will go straight in. If it was that we were looking to increase the size of the system, to round these numbers off, you'd times them both by 5. I believe here you'd have 360, and this would be, oh, here we go, poor math, it'd be 180. So that's what you'd need to input here, but you'd get 5 times this amount out. So that would be like later on in the game to increase the output for this system here. Now, as you can see, this actually puts out 60 a minute. Just before I show you all this cheese, over here we only need 20 per minute. Now, if we were to split this down with the splitters, 2 splitters would split it into 15 each, but the way you go about splitting it into 3, you'd split it into 2, split it into 4, so you've got 15 each. What you do is you'd feed that back in on itself into this one, which would again distribute them out and should balance it to around 20 each. So fingers crossed that's going to work well. All we've got to do now then is simply connect all the belts up. So let's get all these connected, get it all running, get the system going. And we're going to see those coming out of there. Hopefully that's a good enough rate. Oh yeah, we're already crafting conveyors. So they're going to go through, and these are actually going to start to fill up in here. And we should have also already seen some machine parts here. Yes, we have. So now these should be filling up. The reason I didn't just put one rail in filled up with the collectors on it is because actually they collect at such a high rate. They would have to fill up enough for 2 over here. So one recipe is, let me find out. So for one crafting and assembly is 5 conveyors, so it would have to gather 15 conveyors before it would then allow any of the others to load. So to counteract that problem is why I've got the single lines going into each one. I think that's the only way we are going to be able to do it. If we did it in straight lines, we'd have to wait for one fill, the other fill, the other fill, where this actually equally provides to all 3 machines. We should now be seeing some science coming out. I bet we've already missed some coming through. Should have at least crafted some by now. What is it waiting on? Oh, it says just crafting now, so there we've just seen them go through there. So what we can do then, we can open the research with G, and let's have a look what we've got in here. So these take 100 science pack 1s and 50 science pack 2s. That's for the inventory upgrade. We have assembler 2s, which just increases the speed of the assemblers, which might actually allow us to alter the setups that we've got down here, but we'll probably come back to them at a later date. We've got Combustion Generator. Generates power by burning combustible materials. We may come to that one first. It only takes 35 science pack 2s, 70 science pack 1s. See what we unlock with that. Doors, which will obviously be last on the list. High drone cargo capacity and mining speed. So drone miner 2. That one would be really good. We would need to produce steel also. Elevator. That one would be good, so we could have a look at the elevators. Explosives. Oh, inventory size. What's that? Oh, inventory crafting speed increase. So we've got the inventory size. We've also got the crafting speed increase. Decreases character crafting time by 25%. Now, I believe that one is going to be extremely handy. We have other lights. I believe these are like wall-placed lights. Yep, wall lights. Oh, and ceiling lights. Logistic containers, larger containers that we can actually use for logistic purposes. So they will come in handy. There's an even bigger one down there once we've unlocked this one. We've got map scanning. Allows scanning for technum on the map. Highlights ores on the surface within the ground. Ooh. So that would show us ores that are just below the ground. Xenoferrite. Another drill speed upgrade. Power poles wall mounted. Research lab 3 and walkways. I think we're going to start straight off with these two. They're only a low mount, so we'll probably go with the research on that one. It's already done on the... it's literally already done on the research 1 because we have so much in stock. It's just waiting on that research 2, which we only need another few more. So I'm going to go through, unlock a few of these now. It's going to take me a bit of time. We will get these unlocked. Probably going to get those unlocked in between. And we will come back when I have the drone miner 2 unlocked. No, in fact, we'll go for the elevator so we can see how the elevator works. Ooh, once we get into the elevator, we can then go down into freight elevators and underground mining of ignium, concrete production. Yeah, so I think we're actually I'm gonna get these out the way, get these two out the way, probably the walkways, the explosives, and then we'll get the elevator and see how the elevator works. So I'll be back with you in just a moment. Just thought to bring you back in quickly. So we've just unlocked the first of the map scanning for xenoferrite ore. If you bring up your map, click this icon here, so toggle map scanner. If I just untick those, obviously you can see these surface ones that we're aware of. We highlight them and it tells us what the ore is. If we click that, it actually tells us the size of the ore deposit as well. So as you can see, that one's 12 by 13 and 7 deep. This one's only 5 deep that we're mining here. This one, can't quite catch it because of my waypoints. Let's remove the waypoint. We can see I've done a lot. That's 5 deep also, so that's a very shallow one. Probably around the same size as that one, just a slight bit bigger. But what it also does is you've got these surface ones here. But when I click this, these show up as well. So these are actually underground, and it tells you the height they're at. So if we dug down to the height of 168, we would find that ore deposit. I believe that's what it's going to do for the other ore as well. So if it is that we started to run out of these deposits, we do know we could dig down to terrain height of 168, and we'd find that one. And there's also one over here that's very low down in the earth, but quite a large deposit. As you can see, that's 17 by 13 by 15, so that's quite a large deposit down there, but we would have to dig down to it. So I'm just going to get those other things unlocked. I just wanted to show you how that works on the map scanner, and I'll come back in once we've got a few more of those researches out the way and done. Right, so we've just completed the research for elevators. So as you can see now, in regards to the researches I've completed. I've done the character crafting speed and inventory size, explosives, both those scannables, the mining drill speed upgrade. I did assemblers by accident, and unfortunately we'd already got all the bits, so it literally completed almost instantly. Then I've just completed the elevators. So the first thing we're going to want to do is craft ourselves an elevator. That's a crusher. I didn't even see that we'd unlock that, but we do need steel beams for that. I've had a quick look at the induction smelter. That's simply to make the steel, so we'll have to get around to that. Oh, there it is. So we need 100 plates, 100 machine parts, and 50 electronic components. Now, what I've just been doing, obviously because we need those items, is bringing some of these belts now over to here, so we can start storing some of these initial items that we always seem to require, to save me having to craft them within my inventory. I know we've just had the speed increase, but this should help us along the way. So just got to bring in a belt for the plates to make the machinery parts. I'm going to bring in a belt to craft the wire coils. In fact, I want to move that over one. In fact, I'm just going to put them straight behind. I think that's going to be the best option. So if I place that 4 out, and 4 out, and we'll place them over on this far side. Yep. So what I'm going to have to do, just going to bring another belt in, just quickly show you how I've been doing that. So switch this to off. Got to go 2 slopes up now because of going over the top of the loader right there. Let's get ourselves a loader, put it on output. This is going to be the last one. So we're going to be storing the plates, rods, from that one there. We're getting those at 40 minutes, so they should just build up over time as and when we need them. And then we've got this one going in right here. Ooh, I might actually swap those 2 around. So let me just quickly take that out. Take that one out. Rotate that round. That's the wrong way. Rotate that. Place that there. We'll rebuild. That's it. Place one there and get that rotating to here. So now that will provide for that one, and then this one is going to come across to here, make a 90-degree turn. We'll have to cut one out so the slopes match the slopes behind on the other belt. It's just for my sake there, and we want that on 8 input. Place that down right there. Ooh, as you can see, I am just about out of belts, so I'm going to have to craft up some more of those. But yeah, I'm just going to set those up. So we have the wire coils being crafted, the electronic components being crafted, the machine parts being crafted, and then we'll have those stored just over here. Just an initial automation, so it just makes it a bit easier for me to get the components to craft up things within my inventory. I'll bring you back in as soon as we've got that done, so I'll see you again in just a moment. Just brought you back in then. I'm just crafting up the elevator. It's just going down in the bottom left corner. As you can see, it's got a few things it just needs to craft through before it can finish. I did have to go and extend the solar farm, so I've added another 15 batteries and another 12 solar panels because the power did run out as well during the cut there. Hopefully we are still doing all right now. Ooh, the batteries are completely empty again. Maybe the solar can't keep up. We'll have to keep our eye on this. Maybe we need more solar panels to fully charge the batteries. maybe this system is currently using a lot more power than I first thought. But we are ready to do another research. I think I might go for the combustion generator for now then, just to see what other options we have with this for the power generation. It may help us with the situation that we're currently in. It does take a bit. I bet you it's probably going to cost us steel to craft. I think first things first then, we could actually do with unlocking the freight elevator. Oh, and we've actually done that one straight away. So now from the freight elevator, we're going to need underground mining for ignium. What does that one do? Oh, that just has a higher throughput. For now, with the balance that we've got, the throughput of the first one of 320, I believe it is perfectly fine for us. So we're going to want that also. We'll get to that in a minute. And next on the list, concrete production really doesn't cost that much. So we'll get that one, get that over and done with. The sun is coming up now. We've got 1 more hour until the solar panels kick in. If you can see on the left, you've got the time, 7 o'clock. Underneath, it tells you the sun up and sun down. So when the sun's gone down, the time will change to tell you when the sun up. When the sun is up, obviously it's stating that the sun will have gone down by 9 p.m. tonight. The one underneath is the solar panels. It's saying the green is it's 8 a.m. The solar panels will start to charge. Once it's gone past the 8 a.m. it will then show you the time for the sundown. I believe it stops working around 7 p.m. But we will find out in just a second. We have now got the elevator up and running, so let's get that there. And the elevator acts as a common elevator where characters may travel to different configurable floors. The initial configuration, the elevator can automatically build itself and dig a shaft if necessary. So it needs to be connected to the high voltage cable. You cannot connect cables to every station. Yeah, you can connect cables to every station. So they act as easy solution to convey high voltage power up or down. The elevator is blast resistant, so you may use explosives in its vicinity. Note the elevator itself does not need power to function. Ooh. So you don't really need to power it to function, which is pretty good. I want it up one. Is that where I'm going to want it? Just bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to think about where we're putting this. I believe that is the front as well. So, have I got any sand in my inventory? Yes, I have. Let's get some sand placed down here. Just give us something to place it down on. Let's get over to the elevator, and I believe 1, 2, 3. So that would be 4 out. Let's leave a 5 space gap along here. Place it there. Now we're currently at 136. So if I set let's rename that one to land. No, research, because this will be our research lab. Oh, we can only fit 4 in. Land it is. And we'll save that. Add a station. We'll call this bedrock. And can we set a value? Oh, we can't set a value of 0. We can set a value of 1. So station must be between 1 and 253. So I'm guessing 253 is the max height. So if we set that and confirm. Oh, it is actually digging down now. Whoa, didn't want to fall in there. Obviously, I think that is to do, yeah, that's to do with the power lines. That's how it takes power down. So these are all the power lines on the side. I do wish it didn't leave that gap though. Like, it's a bit terrifying. I could easily fall down there. Let's now dig out this. Now we know roughly where it's going. let's then get some foundations around it also. So I've got quite a lot of foundations stored up. Let's just put them around there. Crafting, I believe I did railings, so let's craft up 10 of those. Come over to here. Again with these, I believe there is a right click function, so you can change up how you want it. So we're going to want it corner there, corner there. Ooh, I can't actually get past that, so we may have to move it over one. I don't really want to move it now, it's digging down, so we'll just have to make do. Maybe see if I can pull this one just a touch forward. And then let's get those in there. And one there. And we also need a final corner, and I have run out. Typical. So we'll craft up another 10. They are relatively quick to craft. That should now stop us from potentially falling down that hole, but then we're going to have to manage of going around the other way anyway. Ooh, and it opens at the back as well. Didn't quite notice that, even though you can see straight through. It's still constructing down to the base level, so we'll leave that for just a second. So as regards to research, I think I'm going to want walkways next, and then logistic containers too. What are the lights? Oh, the lights are cheap, so we'll do the lights. They've done almost instantly. Doors maybe? Double doors? Yeah, why not? Wall mounted cables. They just need another 4. And then the final one that I'll do today is the final few that I'll do today is the walkways, the logistics container, and I'll probably get the others done off camera. So the research labs 3 will be open last. Is that completed yet? No. It's still on its way down. I do not want to jump down there either. I know there is no damage. Well, never mind jumping down there. Anyway. Right, so I'm going to have to ride this down to the bottom. And then dig my way out to the front door with the controls. So I'll see you in a sec when this is reached bottom. And what is this? Oh, now if you bring up your analyzer, I'll see, tell you what this is, and this is called core rock. I really hope it doesn't just get open to lava. And I really hope I can dig this. Yeah, we can dig this stuff, so that's okay. But yeah, this one's called core rock, so the analyzer allows you to look at an element, like elevator structure, and it will tell you what that is that you're looking at. I do quite like this rock, but yeah. Oh, it actually just teleported me inside, and as you can see, that bedrock is where we are now at the bottom, and I am stuck. Alright, there is a respawn function. I'm guessing we're going to have to do that. Please confirm to reset your position to the original start location of 00. This feature is intended to be used when your character gets stuck, found through the world, landed in an unknown cave, or other inconveniences. So yeah, we're going to have to click respawn. And we're here. Oh, so good job our spawn isn't too far from where we started. Let me fill in this, considering I've got all this sand. Right, now let's go ride the elevator down to that 0 level. As you saw when we fell in, I did see other ores as well on the way down. We're probably going to have to mark what depth they are. So it's at land if we click on bed. And now we go down. Does it tell us the height that we're at? No, it's just telling us what height we're going down to. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm guessing, is just set variable heights in between the land and bed. Oh, I believe we just passed an ore there. Oh, there's another ore. There's another ore. Yeah, so I believe that I'm going to have to set variable heights until we actually land at an ore deposit. I believe we're actually at the bottom. Yeah, Right, so what we'd have to do here, I believe, is just dig out this section slightly. Yes, because there's the elevator call button. Let's dig out this also, just in case we ever fall down there again, so we can always get around to the call button. Yeah, so let's go back to land. And I'll probably have to guess some variants to find the different heights for ores. So I'm going to have a play around with this, and I'll bring you back and we'll see what ores we have available to us. So I've just seen that one there. That was probably around 30, maybe 30 height at a guess. We are climbing relatively quick. So I'll bring you back in once I've got the values sorted. So I'll see you in just a sec. Right, so I've got all of the different ores mapped out and different materials as well. So as you can see, I've got a few on here now. So starting with the first one as we go down is limestone. Just a guess, I'd say limestone is going to be used in the cement processing. Based on the real world, that is like, so fingers crossed that's right. So as you saw, we did go through a few other patches of lime, but this is quite a large vertically patch. I don't know how wide they spread, but that's there. The next one down is the new resource that we require called Ignium, and that's this red, sparkly redstone here. If we mine it, what did we get? Oh, we do get ignium ore, which I'll have to open up the areas anyway. The next one down is solid stone, solid rock. So this grey stuff here. Not too sure if anything will be required of that, but just sort of putting in anyway. So if I bring out the thingy, solid rock, yep. Then we have a Xeno deposit, so we've got Xenoferrite, large deposit of that, right here. And then further down we have the Technum, and that's just before bedrock. So just wait for this to go down. Here we go, the blue coloured ore. So yeah, we have the Technum. Now, first things first, looking at what we can now craft. So we're definitely going to need a freight elevator, but this will obviously come in next episode. Probably going to set up some normal miners down there for the time being, just to open the area out and get some initial resources. We can have those resources come up the freight elevator and be brought into another system similar to this. But I think what we're going to have to do is maybe set up another system like that, but further over here. So I might make another elevator just to obviously dig down for us. And then we'll probably start a mining, like a freight mine, like take the elevator out, place the freight mine in, because that elevator digs out its own terrain, where the freight elevator, I don't think that does the same thing, and you have to build it in two parts, the top and the bottom, so you specify the height. So we'd have to put an elevator system in to get down, and go down to the resources, set up the freight elevator, and then set up the miners and everything to bring those resources up. So really it comes down to what materials we're going to need at the time, and the material that we need at the moment is the ignium. So if we set one up here to bring up ignium, set the ignium up in some of the induction smelters, so we can get some of that being processed. And then once we have that, obviously we're going to open up a few other things that we can craft. I believe the ignium ore is all used in a few things, including the explosives. Oh, and it's just the plain ignium ore on its own. So yeah, we're going to have to start setting up freight to bring up some of those materials. I believe it's going to really help us bringing in the materials like the Xenoferrite. Save us travelling miles to collect it. I mean, we could still set up surface nodes, over here once we've got the level 2 miners. But I think setting up mines under the ground, it's going to be really good, especially considering we can just take power straight down using the elevators. I'm hoping the freight elevators work the same, but we are going to have an elevator over there to get down to the resources. We're probably also going to set up some higher floors as well. I have contemplated whether actually starting a second floor of this setup to get these processing even more items, then we can obviously bring them down onto belts. But we are going to have to start setting up some automation soon for all the belts and everything that we require. As crafting them in the inventory, yes, it is a bit quicker now we've upgraded the crafting speed in our inventory, but I'd still like to just be able to run over, go to a box and grab a couple of stacks of conveyor twos and so forth. But that is going to do it for today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please feel free to leave a like, and if you haven't already and you'd like to get notified of my new videos or just anything I may upload, then please don't forget to click that subscribe button. Thank you.